All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and as you can see, the patch notes are here for the Fantastic Four First Steps update. We got a brand new World Boss Legend Plus dropping for Thanos and the Black Order, a brand new CTP for you to chase, and we got a couple uniforms for the Fantastic Four. So let's dive into it. First and foremost, we got Mr. Fantastic. It looks like they're slapping 20% more HP on the guy for his uniform bonus. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. It was 40-40 before. The HP line right here is brand new. 20% HP is actually a substantial jump. So it should make him a little bit better for Otherworld Battle. Maybe TBA if you want to use him there. But specifically Alliance Conquest. He has iframe ignoring his kit. And I'm looking at him. I honestly don't think it's going to be a major change comparatively to last time. But that 20% HP does make this uniform a little bit better than the other one. Now, with Mrs. Fantastic, aka Invisible Woman, this is where my disappointment and my ever-growing frustration and resentment for the developers kind of like coming to an head. Like, okay, so new line of text, right? They have chain hit damage right here for her. That's cool. But the one thing that she needed to get, she did not get, and that is iframe ignore. She is right now a PvP character, right? And even in game, they have her with Serpent Crown, which means they want her to be used in PvP. But you cannot design a PvP character and leave out iframe ignore on not one, not two, but still, there's several uniforms, bro. Like, she has 3 uniforms now, none of them with iframe ignore. So, like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, honestly, for a lot of people, this uniform for her might be a skip. Like, for Reed, I can understand the 20% HP, and maybe the skills will hit a little bit harder. Maybe your survivability will be a little bit better, but iframe ignore is really gonna stay. All right. Now for Johnny, okay, honestly, he was already really good, so I'm gonna reserve my final judgment on him until I actually play with the new uniform and then do a little comparison to see what the damage looks like, because I'm on the fence on whether or not I want to tier 4 the guy. I like how some of the skills look. I think he got, in terms of the visuals, he got like a really good upgrade for his skills. Another one that they fumbled the bag on is the Thing. Let me actually go in game here real quickly and just analyze the buffs that they decided to give him over what he actually needed to get. Okay, so on the last uniform, he was giving out what, 25% HP. This time he's giving out 35%. So that's pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. And instead of making it so that his all attack buff and all defense and whatnot would apply to all the Fantastic Four, they're still keeping it on just himself, which I think is stupid. They should have gone back and rework his artifact to make that apply to the Fantastic Four to make him a little bit better that way, but they didn't do that. And then let me look at his passive here, like his tier 2 passive, Family Man, right? So it was 45. Let me go down right here, because the awaken skill, they're saying they improved it, but that's irrelevant. He's not a PvE character. So we got 45, 50, and then 25, 35. Yeah, so it's the same shit, bro. Like, nothing changed on Family Man. It's 45, 50, 25, 35. It's the same shit, dog. like what? Okay, he got fractured. It doesn't even matter. Like honestly, like, he's pretty much like DOA. Like, he's just Alliance Conquest, and since he has tier 4 and he's giving out a little bit more HP than last time, you might see some people tier 4 him to put him on a Fantastic 14 for Otherworld Battle. But you're really not going to see this guy in the upper echelons of PvP without iframe ignore. You'll see, I was going to say Reed, but not really. But you'll see Invisible Woman because of the debuff removal and the debuff immunity on top of that. That's really, really important, right? So yeah, Invisible Woman, her place in the meta stays the same. Reed maybe gets a slight bump. Thing still in the dumps, and I'm gonna reserve my final judgment for Johnny. Like, his tier 4 buff isn't kind of the same as Reed, right? Let me just double check. Like, Reed, I'm pretty sure it's almost identical. Let me just double check right here. No, Reed goes up to 120. Thing goes up to 100. So yeah, they basically copied Mr. Fantastic's thing and made it like 20% weaker on the attack and then 10% stronger on the HP portion. So it's a little bit tankier and has a little bit less damage. Take from that what you will. Then we got Transcendence for the Inhumans. I'm surprised they actually remember that these guys are still in the game because they've never been relevant. Then we got the new world boss for Thanos. Honestly, I am kind of excited to jump into this and see what it is and how fun it is. But I think they designed this as a way to create another like chase CTP, because from what I saw in the live stream, it looked like you're doing a very little damage with like a basic all attack, and you need instinct attack, and this CTP is gonna give you a lot of instinct damage, right? So from what I looked at on the live stream, that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So this boss is just a means to an end. I spoke about this in my live stream video where I was saying the reason why they focus more about creating more difficult world bosses, even when the drop rates are really not that much higher. We're not getting CTPs at like a ridiculous rate. They didn't even add in what you call it, the CTP of Rage as an option that you can get here. It's literally the same CTPs that you can get against the other bosses. We're talking the Energy, the Judgment, the Refinement, like all. Actually, is there a refinement? I know regen is in here, but that's besides the point. It didn't add in like one of the best CTPs that people actually be willing to go after. Now you can get access to Thanos' artifact and emblem, so that's cool, right? That's cool. But the real reason why they're making more world bosses and not fixing GBR and giving us more GBRs is because, one, like I said on the live stream, people pay to clear the challenges, and the challenges cost a lot of crystals over time, right? Every time you hit one of those 9s, like stage 9, 19, 29, you know what I'm saying? Like people pay to skip the 120-second challenge, the 150, like beat with X characters 5 times because they want to be in the ranks for the ego boost, right? So people spend thousands of crystals to climb quickly when these bosses come out, and the devs make a lot of money via those crystals, and people pay, like whales pay, believe it or not, to revive on the stages that they die on, like crazy shit, bro. So that's why they're making all these bosses, and people, even though people are getting burnt out and bored of the bosses, like I would say at a rapid pace, they're still doing it anyway. So yeah, this is what they have. They have Energy, Regeneration, Destruction, Judgment, Authority, Green, Refinement, Insight, no Rage, right? No Liberation, no Conquest. You would think, right? You would think, and they had the audacity to point, oh, you can get a 100% drop rate for Cosmic Cube Fragment. Motherfucker, we got like 200k of that shit, bro. Like the days of us caring about Cosmic Cube Fragment like that, bro, that was like 3 years ago, fam. Like chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to me about something else. But the point is oh man. Anyways, whatever. It's cool that you can get Thanos' artifact though. Like get a 6-star, because I'm at a 4-star. A lot of people probably are also sitting on a 4-star. So that's cool. Right, and it's available sooner than most bosses because you can start getting them right at 10. I'm pretty sure you're gonna get the 4 at 10, the 4 at 20, the 4 at 30, and the 5 at 40, 5 at 60. Yeah, 5 up to like 60, and then after that you start getting the 6s at like 70, 80, and 90. So don't get your hopes up. I'll be interested to see where the emblems are though. If we got, maybe the emblems and the artifact will be available on the same stage. So we'll see. Hopefully the Godstone drops and stuff are better, but 36, yeah, it looks like it's probably just the same mess, right? Then we got the new CTP, increases critical rate and instant critical rate, and instant critical damage, ignores boss damage decrease. I see people speculating already that this is going to be a replacement for Rage. That is only, in my opinion, only for tier 4 characters in World Boss Legend Plus specifically. I think the CTP of Rage is still going to be a better CTP overall for majority of the game modes, right? Because this is going to give you more instinct damage, and this is not giving you more ignore boss damage than a CTP of Rage, right? The CTP of Rage, let me see. This goes up to 65, and the Brilliant CTP of Rage goes up to 67, and the base CTP of Rage, I think it goes up to 60, and this goes up to 55, right? So let me just double check, because it's been a while since I looked at shit. Yeah, 65. Okay, so it's 1 extra second than a CTP of Rage. Doesn't matter, like you know what I'm saying. Anyways, then we got the Fury buff, which gives you 60% extra damage or whatever. Anyways, Crystal's getting an artifact. It's a decent artifact. It's Storm's artifact. It is whatever, bro. Karnak though actually got a good one. That's kind of crazy because is Karnak gonna be meta one day? He had a thing way back where he could remove. I think he still has it on his uniform where he can remove like time freeze and other effects, zone effects, right? But I doubt we'll ever see Karnak in the meta again. But maybe this is a sign that Medusa is going to finally get her uniform. It might be the paywall uniform for the summer. Hey, I'm here to see Medusa give us that summer treat, so we'll see. Anyways, somebody's got to get it, right? She free to play, and they like to turn free to plays. Storm, you know, they like to turn free to plays into paywalls and lock them in for a couple of seasons. So now that they gave us Storm back, you know, they're gonna take somebody else away from us, right? Come on now. Anyways, then we got the icons. I like this one. I like this one actually. Johnny's not bad. Reed is just kind of like whatever. This one's kind of creepy. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, she looks creepy, bro. Like, if she was trying to give you that good, would you take it? I don't know. I'll run. I'll run the opposite direction. I ain't gonna hold you. So update hot deals coming back. They're doing some really good things for Shadowland. I like that. I'm like that they remember that the game mode exists. Wish they would revamp it, you know, bring it back to life like back in the old days. But yeah, new CTPs have been added and the acquisition chance increased. Kind of sad about the fact that I just used up a bunch of my tokens, but I'm happy that it's being improved. I couldn't have predicted this, right? So no sense crying over spilled milk. As you can see, we got all the way up to the conquest in here. They added Odin's blessings. They removed some of the junk rewards. Back in the day, people would complain about the uniform upgrade kits and hidden tickets being in here, but I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about it now. But at least, hey, they added, or they're saying they added, I don't know if it's to the chest or if it's to the shop itself, but the Godstones and power of the Demiurge. So we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, they're talking about upgrading skills here. I don't really care about that. One thing that I do care about though is the fact that they said right here there's been a system improvement that made it so that some of these shield archive things that were previously only available from specific world bosses, they're now available against other bosses. So, you know, the ones that were against like Quicksilver, Apocalypse, and Scarlet Witch, nobody, and I mean nobody should be going back to play against those bosses right now when we have World Boss Legend Plus, and you don't really need the Godstone and Power of the Demiurge, because the power upgrade that it gives you is so minuscule, right? You have to invest so much to actually get to a point where you can feel a difference in your character. But still, stacking up that resource for when you eventually need it, it's better than playing the weaker world bosses, and then later on when you need it, you're scrambling. Anyways, ladies and gents, leave me your thoughts in the comments. Honestly, I would say the Shadowland shop upgrade, cool. The Thanos boss, interesting. The new CTP, cash grab, I know, but still interesting. And they did mention the fact that there was an event coming where you can get one if you get one from the shop, I believe. Like, there's gonna be a secret shop where you can participate with gold and crystals. So as always, buy the cheapest item so you can get the CTP, at least having one so you can test it out and have a little bit of fun with it. And there's an event that will be either running along with it, or maybe the secret shop will give you a second CTP once you get the first one. then you can have two. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the new CDPs that they release these days are not really that good until you reforge them. Same for Liberation, same for Conquest. And I think it's kind of a shitty thing to be doing at this point, right? Where you're making these new CDPs and you make it so that they're not good until you reforge them, which that shouldn't be the case. At this point, you're making new CTPs, you should make it so that the base one is already good on its own, because it's going to be so hard for you to pick out a specific CTP when there's so many more. And let's not even talk about the fact that the name is just absolute shit, bro. CTP of competition. Like, really? You guys couldn't come up with a better name than that? Anyways, man, I'm rambling at this point. I would give this update a solid like 5.5, 6, and that's just because of the secret shop, the possibility of getting two of these for a low cost to experiment with, the new world boss just because it's interesting for like I guess a month, and then besides that, honestly, not really much else. Like, I guess she should be interesting, whether she's a tier 2 native. By the way, she's coming in the mid-month in 2 weeks. Whether she's a tier 2 native or a tier 3 native or tier 1 native, and whether or not she can go to tier 4, whether she's going to be a PvP character or a PvE character, whether she's going to be better than the current Silver Surfer. Like, so many questions about her. But looking at part 1 of this update and how disappointing it is in terms of the uniforms, I'm not going to hold my breath because I might die. And I don't mean from excitement. I think it might just be from disappointment. But how can you really be disappointed when, like I said previously, what always carries Fantastic Four updates, it's not here. It's usually Doctor Doom. And even he fumbled, or they fumbled him last time. So it's another round of mediocre updates for the Fantastic family. And this is nothing new to them, right? Their movies are always mediocre, and their updates are always mediocre. And I don't know why, because it's not like they're like the most popular characters of all time, like your Spider-Mans, where you can give them 50 uniforms and people will buy them. Eventually, people are just going to get wise to the fact that these guys are always mid and just cut you off, you know? But hey, what the hell do I know? If they're still making money, they're going to keep doing it. I'm out. Peace.